name is Cheryl Thornton, and I've worked at in Potrero Hill for 28 years. I've been advocating for the marginalized citizens of San Francisco for 28 years. I've been advocating for the rights of the workers for 28 years. I'm represented by SEIU. Recently, the city and the health department, because of my advocation, came up with a process to remove me from the clinic, a process that they have never used before. My union says this process is unlawful.
Yes, it is.
I want DPH, along with all the citizens, to call on the leaders to stop this discrimination.
Amen.
If there is an employment disparity in San Francisco, black people are employed at 52%. Every other ethnicity is in the 70%. The city and county of San Francisco is the largest employer, and the health department within that is the largest. If you have a disparity and you're not doing anything about it, what does that say about the fate of black people in San Francisco? We are being pushed out.
Yes.
And these tactics that they're using to fire us, to reprimand us, we must stop it. We must call on our leaders in City Hall, all our community partners, all our church houses to stop this discrimination now.
Amen. Hello, my name is Jairus. I've been a resident in Potrero Hill for 37 years. I have been 4 generations of my family going to the Potrero Hill Health Center. For the past 28 years, Cheryl has been there. She's a mentor to not only myself, but to my daughter. She is the go-to person for our families. She is the go-to person that brings the resources straight to our doors.
Right.
And
everybody should be over here supporting.
I even go back.
This is not a social event.
Okay, so the message that we want to have heard is that we are afraid that we will not have anybody that we can trust any longer in our community health centers, and this is coming straight from the community.
Now! Respect! Now! Respect! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Respect! When do we want it? Now!
My name is Kim Lynch, and I work for DPH, San Francisco General, but I'm based at a Tombadale Urban Health Center. And the issue is, with the disparity of black patients, we have nobody to reflect that community, especially for our black males who suffer from a lot of PTSD. We have no black doctors, no black psychiatrists, no black social workers, and the retention of African American employees. They always get rid of us during the probation period, and it's just one particular group that they're hiring, and it's not fair, and that's not supposed to be. San Francisco is supposed to be the so-called diverse city, but it's not. So this is what we're fighting for.
So you think this is part of the ethnic cleansing?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, you know, the so-called ethnic cleansing.
They're getting rid of minorities.
Right, exactly, especially black. Not minorities, black, particularly.
And is there an issue of workplace bullying against employees?
A lot of that, yeah, and retaliation.
And how does that happen?
Sometimes, you know, they'll ship the person to another site or write up discipline actions and stuff where then the employee have to go to the union and get, you know, them to fight for them or what have you. It's all kind of different scenarios that they use.
Sounds like the African American youth, how they're targeted?
Yes.
The same thing.
Same thing, exactly. It's going within DPH, and it's sad.
And do you think Barbara Garcia knows about what's going on?
She knows about what's going on. Yeah, we marched on her office about 3 years ago about this particular issue.
So this has come up before?
Yeah, it's come up before, yes.
And they're allowing this to continue?
And they're allowing this to continue.
And what about the city, the mayoral candidates and the board of supervisors? Have they had hearings on
Sure,
this?
they know now because, you know, it's going to depend on the votes, you know, for the upcoming election. You know, everything is so divided. You know, you got so many candidates running now, so.
And how long do you work for the city?
I will be going on 13 years in September.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a registered addiction specialist, case manager. So I deal with a lot of the doctors, social workers, mental health, everything, mainly substance abuse. Right in the heart of the TL, in the Tenderloin.
Later! No! Later! No! The day after tomorrow!
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm glad you're here.
This has been a long time coming.
Yes.
For those of you who know me well, I've been pushing and pushing and pushing. And I need to let you know that some good things have happened. At San Francisco General, it's been added to the pillars of the strategic plan of the hospital, equity.
Equity.
And we're going to use that to the hilt. And there is an equity council, and we're beginning to move on things. But the bottom line is, it's not fast enough. The hiring is screwed up. Black people can't get hired, and if you do get hired, I am so tired of black people coming to me because they've been abused in the workplace. And nobody acts like they know what to do.
Right.
And we work it out for those individuals, but this is not just about individual things. This is systemic racism, and it's only going to be fixed by a new system that is not racist.
Right, right,
And so every system within the Department of Public Health needs to look at itself closely. They need to work with labor so that we can fix this. And it's going to be a long time coming, but we got to start somewhere. We cannot just keep status quo. It is not acceptable. We have to change the system.
That's right.
And it's going to take all of us giving input into that. It's going to take each of us as individual employees. If you see discrimination, you need to call it out. And I'm talking to everybody, not just black people.
That's right, that's right.
Because they get away with it because there is a syndrome of people that are quiet. They watch it. They don't want to react to it. They want to act like it's not happening. Not that they don't care about you. They're afraid too. So we, as black people, need to make our other sisters and brothers not afraid to join us. And we have to fight them all together. That's what the message I want to give. You know, I've been dealing with this crap with Cheryl for over a damn year, and that is a disgrace that this is happening to any employee. There are other employees this is happening to. There have been people that have been terminated, people getting released from pensions, people through nepotism. We still have too many departments at the Department of Public Health where you have 80 or 90% of the department looks like one thing. And the DPH acts like they don't know they have a problem. If you have any unit that has that many people of one race, there is a problem, and you need to address it. And so we need to start calling those problems out and calling those managers out. If they don't want to change, then they need to go. That's it.
What do we demand?
Justice.
What do we demand?
Justice.
My name is Roxy Blue Harris. I grew up on Betrayal Hill. My mother was one of the founders that helped get the clinic started. It's been started for over 40 years ago, 50 years ago, correction? The communities from all over got together to fight for the clinics and for justice for people so that we may have a right to public health. Instead of one day a week, a doctor coming to a specific building in your neighborhood or down at General Hospital. The clinics were formed. Now you're just taking these clinics away from the community who built them up and you're giving them to somebody else. You won't say who, but you're not using them. Barbara Garcia was one of the people that helped get it started. Now she's tearing it down. Hattie Hammer came in there and she said that within 3 years, change is going to be made. The changes that are being made is that they're tearing the clinics down. And they're taking all the people of color out of the clinics. And they're not giving them a promotion. They're giving them a demotion. We need to make sure, and when we say for the health, Department of Public Health, it is the health of the city. Not just San Francisco General Hospital, not Betrayal Hill, all of them, but for the city. We're talking about the people that are losing their home. Where are they going? People that don't have food, where are they going to go? People that are having mental issues, where are they going to go? You are putting more people out there in stress. We're talking about the gun violence, these children doing the marches. Okay, the guns don't kill people. People kill people with those guns. We need to be able to keep our clinics and our hospitals running sufficiently with proper staff. That means people of all color, not just one color, but all color. Don't be discriminated. Don't turn around and put us down. We helped build this city, and now you throwing it to the side, all of us, and we say stop. No more. We need justice. We need to pull respect. And because it's one day that we're here, it's not going to stop today. You just started. We're not going to stop today. You may see one of us, two of us marching, but you're going to see us somewhere around this country. If we have to get in front of these clinics and shut them down, then where are these people going? You talk about General Hospital, they're going to get messed up. We need to put together as a whole. As a whole. San Francisco. As a whole.
My name is Nicole Shaw. I work for the Department of Public Health.
And what's going on here today?
So today we are lobbying for the more rights for people of color in the Department of Public Health. So we're tired of the disproportionate disciplinary action by people of color and mainly African Americans. If you look at statistically throughout lots of other city and counties, you can also see that there is a disproportionate amount of African Americans that are disciplined compared to their white counterparts. And then if you look at the data also regarding people of color, it's all across the board. So today we're trying to march for no discrimination in the Department of Public Health.
Are you surprised about the fact that there's discrimination, retaliation, workplace bullying against minorities, African Americans in San Francisco, the city and county of San Francisco? It's supposed to be illegal.
I'm absolutely not, because if you look at the people that are in management, it's not culturally competent. You've got maybe a few African American supervisors across the board out of all of the supervisors in the city and county. There's very little people of color and then African Americans more specifically. So what we need is a call to action for more supervisors of color, people who are more culturally competent, who are able to understand the issues of African Americans specifically, and more specifically people of color.
And is there workplace bullying going on here in San Francisco?
Absolutely, there's workplace bullying. There's workplace bullying. There is the delineation of power. There are so many things that are going on that are concerning. That is why we are here today.
And does Barbara Garcia, the head of the DPH, know about this?
I believe she does know about it. I absolutely believe she knows about it, but it's hush hush. It's a secret. You know, it's always hiding in plain sight. Discrimination, racism, those things are always hiding in plain sight.
And there's an election here in San Francisco. London Breed and other candidates, Jane Kim, Mark Leno, have they taken a position on this?
I believe one of the mayoral candidates is here today. I don't know that anyone else has taken a stand against it, but I believe that London Breed, as an African American woman, could relate, and hopefully she will step up and get into some of these issues.
Do you think that the city councils or city supervisors should have hearings on what's going on? I mean, if this is systemic discrimination, racism, and workplace bullying, should they have hearings in the city to find out what's going on?
They absolutely should have hearings, because we're not going to stand for this any longer. And pretty soon, we are going to bound together, and there will be a lawsuit against the Department of Public Health.
At Laguna Honda, Brandon Dawkins.
Hey, Brandon!
Brothers and sisters, we are fed up.
That's right.
We are tired.
Yes.
I work at Laguna Honda. I've been there for 8 months, but I have been at Tombaldale Urban Health Clinic for the past 6 years before that.
Yes.
Let me give you some numbers. There are 1,475 African American patients that come to that clinic.
Right.
There is one per diem African American provider. Everybody else is on the front line staff that are African American. When folks come to the clinic, they want to come to the clinic to see people that look like them, who can relate to their issues, who can relate to their health issues, instead of providers pushing drugs off on them, thinking it's going to fix everything. They need more than that.
Yes.
Our community needs more than that.
Yes.
DPH needs to do more.
Yes.
DPH needs to do more to hire some of us to keep us on. We are in March right now, almost in April. I've been in 6 disciplinary hearings with all African American women staff. That is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
The treatment of our folks is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
We need to fix that.
Yes.
Let's
get something done.
I'm at the hospital. Yeah. Where do you work at?
The city clinic. The KKK clinic.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's why I knew you was telling me that. So we gotta talk. I'm gonna give you my number. Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that we're not mixing up a lot of issues in one. Understanding that you have a theme that's here that I really want to address, okay? So is that what you want to give me?
This is the petition.
Okay.
But the immediate thing we're asking you to do right away, Barbara, is stop that reorganization or whatever your folks are calling it at Potrero Hill.
Okay. And you're going to be involved with me with the
I
negotiation?
will work with you on the Potrero Hill.
I'm not making
problem.
any promises today, but I will.
Please, we're asking you to stop.
My name is Felicia Jones, and I'm with SEIU 1021. And the thing of it is this. The city and county of San Francisco has been disproportionately discriminating, harassing, retaliating against black people. I mean, this is a historical thing. And this is not to say that others aren't getting the same treatment, but the disparity among black people, it has to stop. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm with SEIU and all of y'all come down here and say, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. This is historic. This just did not happen. And you have to be aware of it. You have reports, you see the firings, you see the statistics. Yes. And so all I'm saying to you, let me finish, all I'm saying to you is that I don't wanna hear no more rhetoric. I'm not wanting to hear no more rhetoric. Right. We want action. We want something different to happen with the black workers of DPH as we go along with the city and county of San Francisco and calling out the rest of these classifications who discriminate against black people. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
To me, this is and it probably wasn't even you. It's probably 50 years ago before you even got here. There is systemic racism built into our system.
Yes.
And unless we dig down and really deal with the systemic racism that's built into our system, then we can change bodies, you can change managers, you can fire people.
It's a culture problem.
It will never get better.
It's a major
because
culture
the culture
problem.
of this place is in trouble.
Yeah.
And it needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And there are efforts. I know there are efforts. We can do that together, but I think you need to work with labor. And I think when you make a decision like you're going to redesign Potrero Hill Health Center, then you better have somebody who works there in the
Committee,
group,
yeah.
who knows what's going on there really, that can help you so they can tell you where the real problems are, so that it doesn't become a matter of people. Because people are not the problem, the system is the problem.
Look, I have been in the system. I know many of the concerns that you have. I've heard this before. It's not new for me. So and I hope you understand that I like action and I will work with you. I'm not going to commit to any promises about personnel because there's a process that we have to go through. But what I would like to ask of labor is get a small group of people together that I can work with, okay? And let's go through each of these issues and try to get some resolution.
We just had it with you.
You got it.
So now we're going to have some
You hold me
timelines
accountable.
and hold you accountable
Hold me
because as we speak, African Americans are being fired left, right, and center for nothing. Things that the employer could have called you in the past. I work at Laguna Honda. When I started in 2002, you make a mistake, your boss would call you in the office and say, so, let's talk about it. Now, no, the first discipline is to dismiss. That is what, and you can look at any of the discipline. It doesn't matter what it is. If you look at somebody hard, or you're African American, you're threatening. So we need to address that because it's an implicit bias that is sitting in management. And you're not there when I'm sitting with HR or I'm sitting with a manager who comes in assuming that every African American is a thief, every African American is a liar, every African American is guilty. African Americans only deserve base jobs. We don't deserve to be in management. So we have to, this is something we have to address in a concrete way in terms of even the hiring process, in terms of making sure that people are on the panel who are not just from management. So the panels, all of that has to be addressed because, you know, the change has to start when you're hiring. If I'm sitting there and I'm already judging and determining that an African American is not qualified, is stupid, is dumb, or I come in with that bias, there's no way I can write whatever. They're not going to get hired. So it's an intrinsic issue that has to be fleshed out, on the floor. When the charge nurse is talking to a CNA, don't come in there saying I'm a charge nurse, so I'm superior. See that person as an individual. Don't come in there saying you're black, so you're stupid, so you only deserve to clean crap. You only deserve to clean shit. No. Talk to me as a human being. Let's work together because we're all part of DPH system of supplying and supporting good services. We can't do it if we're constantly being undermined, we're constantly being mistreated. We just saw the shooting in Sacramento. You can see that the way that is seen is, you know, it's a black kid. It doesn't matter. The way we are portrayed. Children, black children are not called children. They're called man. Adults, thugs. So we need to change that. And San Francisco is a satellite city. We push for so many things, so we can change. We can be the city, the beacon on the hill. And Barbara, I'm saying, this is your plate, so you have to handle it.
And so those who have been pillars, those who have been products of the city and county of San Francisco, like Ashura, who grew up and understood this neighborhood that she's worked in because it's been the generation. Now we are. So then those are workers who have 20, 30 plus years. They're the ones who are being seen to be forced out. And then we're not hiring anyone. You got it exactly, as of today.
No! What do you say to discrimination? No!